Do you think not having a bachelor's degree will really hurt my chances? I would say this. I'm just going to be very frank about this. It will hurt your chances of making more money because a lot of companies, especially contracting companies, are looking for a bachelor's degree. Now, there's things that you can do instead of a bachelor's degree that will help you continue to level up. And one of those is certifications. Here we go again, right? Certifications. Certain certifications make as much or more than bachelor's degrees. Just being honest with you. The reason why a lot of contractors are looking for the bachelor's degree because it's federally mandated. So the federal policy and directive is called 8140. 8140 is very interesting. It's one of the things I talk about in my course, by the way. I really got to get off this thing after this though. 8140. Let me show you why so many people ask for this. Oh, by the way, so while I'm typing here, one of the things that you can do instead of a bachelor's degree is a CISSP or a CASP certification. And I'm going to show you why in a second here. Okay, so what I did was I just went into Google and typed 8140 certification. 8140, like I said, is a DoD directive. It's actually many federal organizations use this. And because of this, because so many federal organizations and state organizations are jumping on the bandwagon for this 8140, a lot of organizations such as CompTIA.org, GIAC, and many SANS, all these different organizations are jumping on the bandwagon, marketing to the 8140 because they realize how important it is. Another thing you can do, by the way, is put it on your resume that you're working towards a bachelor's degree. Some companies will actually help you to get that degree, especially if you have skills. If you have skills is the most important thing. It's more important than a certification. It's more important than a degree. The most important thing you can bring to the table is your skills and your experience. And by far, bar none, experience trumps everything. No pun intended. Experience over everything, okay? So if you have a skill set, let's say they hire you because you're a Splunk master, right? You know Splunk inside and out. You know it's so good and you've been doing it for 5 years. All right. But you don't have a degree. And they're like, look, we require a degree. However, we can see you have 5 years of Splunk experience and you're really good. So listen, we'll hire you, but you have to get this degree within 2-3 years or whatever, right? Can you do that? I know that because they did that not for a degree. They did this for CISSP. I went into a job when I first got out of the military. One of my first jobs, my second job actually out of the military. The requirement was I had to have a CISSP. At the time, I did not have one. This was 2004. So then they go, listen, we see that you have skills though. We see you've been doing this in the military for X amount of years. You've been doing, at the time it's called DITSCAP, DIACAP. It's the same thing as risk management framework. We see you've been doing this. We need your skill set. Can you get a CISSP in a year? And I said, yeah, right? Always say yes. Remember, always say yes. I said, yes, I can do it, right? And I was confident at the time. I was confident I could do it. So I get in, they hired me. I get like a 20% raise, right? Because I'd been doing like straight up Linux. I was like a Unix administrator and doing like SATCOM stuff that I always wanted to do. I was doing all this networking, crazy freaking networking stuff. Number one, I wasn't super skilled at it. And number two, I was an entry level guy, so they weren't paying me very much. I was able to learn it and all that kind of stuff, but I wasn't like freaking the Michael Jordan excuse my language, of Unix. But anyway, I got this other job. They said, listen, if you can get this CISSP in a year, we're going to hire you. I said, yes, I can do it. They hired me. And not only, so they paid for my CISSP, by the way. They paid for me to go to a couple boot camps, paid for me to study, all that kind of stuff. I didn't do a boot camp for CISSP. I did a boot camp for CEH or something, some kind of black hat thing that they had me do. But I ended up getting the Security Plus. They said, okay, look, you're supposed to get the CISSP in a year. And I was so nervous to take it because I knew how hard it was. I said, look, I'll take the Security Plus right now. After my year, I took the Security Plus and they said, okay, I got the Security Plus. They said, okay, look, now you got to get that CISSP. I said, okay, I'll do it. So then the next year, I studied for like 2 years straight to get the CISSP, and I got it. But yeah, so bachelor's degree, that is a really good question. Does it hurt you? I would say it hurts your money. I mean, I'm just being honest. And the higher degree you have, I say up to a master's degree. I say Probably a PhD is not. Master's degree is good. PhD is like a lot for a little, unless you're trying to run a company. I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't get a doctorate, but it's not necessary to make six figures, put it to you that way. I was showing you this 8140 and showing you why it's important to get a certification or a degree. This 8140 not only goes into different certifications that you should get, but it goes into the time frame of how long experience you should have, and it goes into degrees. This is not it. Let me see if I can find the actual 8140 policy. There's so many people advertising for it these days that it's hard to find the actual 8140. Here's the 8140 right here. This part I don't think mentions the certifications by name, but they have another portion of this that does. Goes into how many years of experience you should have. It details, this is not the document, this is the directive, but there's another one that goes into greater detail about it, and I'll keep looking for it as we talk here. So there's a directive and a policy that goes into how many years of experience they want an organization to have for their workers or cybersecurity workforce. If you have a degree, how many years, what kind of degree you should have at certain levels, and all that kind of stuff is what it breaks down. And that's what I was looking for, because that right there is the reason why so many organizations are looking for degrees and stuff. Yeah. And somebody said that higher education if you can. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. I'm not trying to bash master's degrees or doctorates or anything like that. Yeah, the higher one you get, the most prestigious college, whatever. You don't have to get it at a prestigious college. It doesn't have to be a master's or a doctorate. I'm just saying, if you want six figures, bachelor's degree, you got to get a bachelor's degree. I mean, 9 times out of 10, most of the time, I mean, I have met people who are making six figures with none of that. It's very rare, and they were geniuses, but it does happen. Okay, well, this is the best I can find right here. So let me just show you this. I don't want to leave you empty-handed here. So this is a breakdown of the 8140 workforce, DoD approved 8140, formerly named 8570, baseline certifications. And so what they're saying is at this level, AIT level 1, which means information assurance technician, level 1, they're wanting you to get one of these certifications. Level 1 is like a help desk person. They're usually working on this one system right here, and they're troubleshooting this system. Level 2, I believe that's like, it's everything in level 1, but also includes networking. You got to know a little bit more about how it attaches to the rest of the network. And then level 3 is when you're getting into like weapon systems, the specialized systems, and like maybe multiple sites that have networking, stuff like that. So that's kind of how it was explained to me. And since I've been in the field, that's kind of how they put you into these different boxes. And then information assurance management, that is dealing with the people who actually manage the help desk or manage the LAN or the environments, the enterprise level stuff. And then they have other ones like architect, which I've never worked with them. I've not done the position. Cybersecurity, service providers. I've done some of these. I was an analyst at one point, incident responder. I've done that, done auditing and some of this stuff. And yeah, they're looking for these particular certifications, and these do change from time to time. So I hope that answered your question. It's kind of a long-winded explanation of something that was a little bit more simple.